for the Daze in effect. The Daze
Bread.
is back. Season 9 in effect.
We got the days for you today.
Okay.
Doom, 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 doom. We got the days for you today.
They're going to give us a budget soon, and we're going to make that the
10K.
intro song.
That's going to be crazy.
But we are back. Season 9. Our guest for today, Denzel the artist.
Let's go. Yes, sir.
And
Nice.
we're switching things up a little bit. We just shot the Unscripted. That's live on Twitch now. The Daze podcast on Twitch. Find us every Sunday, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be kicking shits, talking shits, all that shits. You feel me? But
The shits.
it is
That
time
sounds
for the
constipated. It's all get out.
But it's a smooth
Pepto.
flow every time. Y'all need to understand where we'll be at on the show. But again, this is episode 1 on season 9. We back
Season
in
9.
effect.
yes.
Man, what's
Yes.
the topic of the day? Let's get right into.
well, on the screen it says from drowning to swimming.
You better
Okay,
speak,
okay.
Willie. Willie
Come
said,
on.
"What's up?" If y'all can't peep, we got some new formatting going on in season 9. We're trying
And it's
to-
not gonna stay like this. It's free flowing. We just wanted to have some type of structure.
Like
You know,
you said.
we talked about structure on the unscripted.
Hey,
But it's
Big
it's a
facts.
constant evolution this season. We're gonna be
Yes.
working
Say,
on the show
fluid.
the whole season. You know what I mean? As we put out the show, as we bring new guests, as we create the new content, we're gonna
Exactly.
also be adapting and evolving the look and the feel of the show. So stay tuned for all of that, all those vibes. But yes, as Willie said, today we are touching on from drowning to swimming. That's kind of our theme of this season, which is more of that, hey, things change quick. Things can, it's almost that bridging the gap from one step to the next, you know what I
Yes.
mean? And we're going to be touching on that throughout the season, bridging
Without
the
a doubt.
gap. But today, drowning and swimming. Some of us know how to swim, some of us don't. But
Amen.
it doesn't matter. This is mentally.
exactly.
Hit us with the quote of the day, Locke.
It's coming from one Edwin Lewis Cole, and it is as follows: you don't drown
Yes.
from falling in water, you drown from staying there. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? And that goes with so many things, you know what I mean? Right back to the topic of the day, you know what I'm saying? In almost any case, everyone has found themselves drowning in their water at some point. Everyone has to learn how to swim some type of way, but also everyone has their own water they're swimming through. You know what I mean? In some cases, that water may seem a little murkier some days. You know, it may seem a little heavier, a little thicker to try to swim through. It may feel like syrup to some people. Some people may feel like pure water. You know what I mean? But it really depends on how the way you look at it and your overall constitution in moving throughout all that pressure. You know what I'm saying? It really is a process. And like I said, in every case, everyone has to find a way to swim through their own particular water in their own particular way.
I think when it comes to, and a lot of times we talk about, you know, the artist and about, you know, their creative process, but I think when we look at the pandemic as a whole, we had to learn how to swim differently as Black people.
You know what I mean?
We had to learn how to swim differently as far as finances, because we saw you know, crashes that, you know, have not been as great in our lifetime. And I'm even considering 08.
Yeah.
We talking about learning how to swim when it comes to family situations with people. Some people may have had to fall out with family members, or some people may have had to reconcile some things with family members. So I think when we're talking about drowning, when we're talking about not being able to stay afloat, I think there are so many facets that go along with that. And I'm just wondering from y'all, why do you feel like people end up drowning in certain situations in their life, whether it be financial, romantic, friends?
In most
et cetera?
cases, people drown because they're unfamiliar. And that's sort of what's going on. That's like the Daze. Everybody has their own water to swim through, and that is the Daze. You know what I mean? If you guys aren't familiar, this is episode 1, season 9. So
Exactly.
we have been doing this for a while. The Daze is sort of developed and as a topic, as a concept over time. But if you guys aren't familiar with what the Daze is, it is essentially, this is actually a really good analogy to sort of push in and a metaphor to try to explain it. But everybody has their own water to try and swim through. You know what I mean? As I said, some people's water may be a little murky, and it's on us to try and acknowledge that. Like, to this person, this may not seem as murky to me, or seem as thick to me. You know what I mean? I may have clear direction where I can see through this water. I may be able to move through it easily because I know this water. You know what I mean? This is not new to me. You know what I mean?
Before.
I've been through worse waters before. You know what I mean? This current may be something new for them. So it's like this person may not be acclimated to actually moving with this type of pressure on them, with this type of noise in front of them, this type of murkiness in the water. So they may find themselves uncoordinated and find themselves sort of out of place and find themselves catching water, you know what I mean? And find themselves drowning, and they'll have to take time or have somebody around them who understands how to navigate those waters, to understand how to like actually understand, get their bearings, and start floating and start swimming away. You know what I mean? So it really depends on the person about their background as well. You know what I mean? Maybe this person never been in water this long. You know what I mean? Never been in water this deep. You know what I mean? And there's people that go through different stages in their life where, things change. But again, we have our own, we know what it's like when you're in deep water. You know what I mean? I don't know how to swim, but I know what it's like to know when I feel like I'm about to go under. Like, you know what I mean? That's
understood. Yep.
You know what I mean? I also know what it's like to be in water and feel safe. You know what I'm saying?
And I think you hit the nail on the head a little bit earlier when you were talking about like, oh, well, somebody out here, nobody taught them how to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important, if you are unable to or unwilling to step out on whatever's happening and make those mistakes, you must find a teacher. You must find a sensei. You must find a mentor. And it's imperative that every time that we're going out, and it goes for whatever situations we going through. Like, a lot of people didn't have good examples of what relationships look like growing up. If you indeed are in situations and you're saying, hey, I feel like I'm being loved by somebody, but I don't know how to love, you need to really seek counseling and mentorship on how you should go about loving, because you ain't never seen it before. So same way goes like, oh, there's this pool, or me and my friends is having this pool party. I ain't never swam before. I need to know at least some basics. And I feel like a lot of times we go out with at least the basic instructions needed to carry out the task. And a lot of times the basic instructions are all we need to feel a little bit more comfortable in getting started. And a lot of times where I feel uncomfortable, some people are afraid to take a flight by themselves, or some people are afraid to take a road trip by themselves, or even if it is with people, because they've never gone through the process. Somebody's never booked their own plane ticket, so they don't even know where to start. Somebody's never had to rent a car before, so they don't know the procedure. And I think when it goes to procedures and processes, we gonna feel like we drowning if we ain't got the basic info.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, but it starts with being able to understand that you don't have the basic info, and that you understand your own limits, understanding. Exactly. Understanding that you need it. And again, like mentorships can come from peers. It can come from people older, come from people younger than you. You know what I mean? It all comes from experience level. Maybe this person just understands these waters a little better than you.
The Daze is about trial and error. I think
without
that's
doubt.
That's one of the things we're going to learn and stress on throughout the season. Of course, Denzel's been rocking with us now for a while. This is probably his second or third time on the show. We're not sure. We don't have an accurate number, but he's been on the show multiple times, and he has a good familiarity with the Daze. But let's hear his take. We want to hear his take on what the Daze is, what you think the Daze is, all that.
For sure, in reference to the quote and the overall view of what we're talking about today, the whole drowning and swimming, I think on the other side of things, one thing that really hit me in that quote was stand still is drowning. And I think a lot of people do on that other side of things, not knowing how to do it. I think a lot of people stay complacent in what they're doing, and the waters might change. So they're like, oh, I know how to navigate through blah, blah, blah. But the waters change and they think they're doing the same thing, but they just stand still. And they just got to figure out how to get through that. And the waters turn into an obstacle. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I feel the Daze to me and to like other people is that obstacle. But for what we're talking about, that water is the obstacle. So it's all about, trying to figure out how, like you guys said, like finding a mentor or figuring out how to change those waters. They always say like have somebody that's smarter than you around you, or that has a different perception of life around you. In my case, like my team and like my friends, they all have different types of perceptions. I feel like they're smarter than me in a lot of different ways. So I feel like when I'm around them, I know how to swim through different situations because they know about this more than me. Willie B know more about audio than me. Stacy know about photography or like some type of creative thing. He might look at it a different perspective more than me. You know what I'm saying? So I can figure out, okay, well, I didn't know that was an obstacle to me at first, but I can ask Will, I can ask Stacy how to maneuver through this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of feeling bad for myself or being like, man, I don't have enough knowledge, or man, I don't want to do this, or and not get through that obstacle and stay stagnant and feel bad for myself. And I feel like that's where a lot of people are at these days, especially with the economics. You look at all the black issues and stuff like that. Just figuring out life, and they feel bad. They don't want to reach out. They don't want to figure out how to go through the waters that they're going through, and they rather just stay complacent because it's comfortable. Therefore they're drowning. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point. I think sometimes the swimming is about the actual asking yourself, can I actually swim?
Big facts.
And that's what you have to do in life. Sometimes you got to ask those questions
and be honest with the answers, though. That's the thing. People ask those questions, and then, I mean, honestly, sometimes we give ourselves too much credit. You know what I mean? I mean, we got to be honest with our limits, you know. 100%. You know, it is what it is.
We do.
But yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? People the water becomes an obstacle, but a good swimmer, they know how to use the water to their advantage. I talked to AT about this years ago about again, comparing the water to like the Daze. It can be a hindrance. It can be an obstacle that you have to try and overcome and conquer every day. But once you get to the point of understanding how to conquer it effectively and efficiently, you can use it to your advantage in order to use it and get benefits in other places of your life. You know what I mean? Just like it would be when you are drowning in something. You know what I mean? You can use this energy for something positive. Has there ever been, with that being said, has there ever been a point in your life where you felt like you were drowning? You know what I mean? You don't have to go in detail if you don't want to. And if there was a point where you were drowning, you know, did it affect you creatively at all while you were going through it?
Yeah, I think there are many times actually in my life where I felt like I was drowning. I'll probably touch on some times where, you know, I haven't touched on before, like when I was younger. I was a bigger kid. I was always in surgeries and stuff like that. I used to have cast, so I couldn't play with the other kids. Felt like I was drowning then, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't do everything that, you know, I couldn't play sports. I couldn't do everything that the normal kid could do, you know? So my outlet was finding the arts and stuff like that. That was me swimming through, you know, feeling like bad for myself and feeling like, oh, I'm stuck in this situation. Fast forward, and I talk about this a lot, very constantly, as an artist, because I feel like it's a defining moment for me. But I felt like I was drowning when I graduated college. I was going through all this different stuff, a lot of stuff with relationship issues, my mental, you know what I'm saying? Like my brothers had just died. And then my brother was getting a heart transplant, so he really had a high chance of dying, like realistically. And my grandmother had died, my cousin had died in that same month. So it's like all these people had died, and I'm like, I'm going through depressive issues. I'm finding out what depression is for the first time, you know what I'm saying? And so I literally felt like I was drowning, and I took a year off, you know, I took a whole year off making music. I took a whole year off acting, took a whole year off talking to people, you know what I'm saying, like I usually do, because I'm an extroverted person. You know, I like being around people, but I just felt like I was not in the right headspace. And I didn't even know who I was, you know, so I felt like it just affected me creatively in that way. But I felt like no matter how deep it got, no matter how much I was drowning, there was always a light at the end of the tunnel. I needed to figure out how to maneuver and how to figure out this new way of swimming through this new body of water, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it did affect my creativity. But yeah,
I feel it, man. Everybody has their own, you know, waters to navigate. Those were yours,
for
you
sure.
know what I mean? It's like, as you say, like you watch those waters sort of evolve, man. As you grow, you know, those problems and those priorities change. Really, you know what I mean? Especially in that point where you had this pile on. Definitely understand how you feel. Where it's like the waters are just all of a sudden it's like you in like the white waters. You know what I mean? It's just raging. You know what I'm saying? And you have no idea what's going on around you because there's so much noise.
Facts.
in your particular days. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody has their own particular waters that they try and navigate through and try and, you know, find a way through. How did you find a way to swim through it? Because you got to a point where you took that year off, you know, you took some time away. What did you do in that point, you know, and, you know, internally to try and find a way to swim and get back to your passions and stuff like that, and to find a more positive outlook on life? Like you said, you were dealing with like the mentality of it as well, the pressure, and like you said, like just the melancholy aspect of everything going on. It was so much negativity around you. You know what I mean? You had a good reason to be, you know, down on yourself, but you aren't now. You know what I mean? You talk about it openly. You talk about it with confidence. How did you get to this point?
And it's funny that you say using the waters to help you propel yourself and using them, you know. I did that exact thing. You know, my brother died. That was a huge hit to me. You know, I felt like I just lost a part of myself, and seeing my little brother, see him, you know, go away. And I personally used him passing away and my other brothers dying and passing away and other family members, and thought of it as as it might sound messed up, but I thought of it as a positive thing, and to use their legacy to basically drive myself to become a new driving force for me, a new motivator for me, you know. So it's like they wouldn't want to see me sad, they wouldn't want to see me in this position, they wouldn't want to see me not creating. So it's like, let me use their legacy to let me use them dying, let me enjoy my life, you know what I'm saying? Let me live life for them at the end of the day, because they're not able to live life, they're not able to make music, they're not able to create, they're not able to go out and eat ice cream anymore, they're not able to see movies, they're not able to do all these different things anymore. So let me do that, you know what I'm saying? I am the driver for that. So it made me look at life in a way different perspective. Like, I used to look at life really, you know, in a positive light, but now I look at it like I'm not just doing this for myself, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a duty, you know what I'm saying? Really
enjoy life to the best of your ability and get everything you can out of it. Exactly. Whether it mean chasing your dreams or just enjoying that day, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's amazing, man. That's really dope. I know a lot of people find different ways to go through it. And I know a lot of people, that particular way is something that people strive to try and find. You know what I mean? To turn around and be like, okay, well, this is now a motivator for me to do better and be better. You know what I mean? It's really tough. You know what I mean? Will, I know you know, we all sort of been through our own waters in the past, like 3 years or so. All of us, you know what I mean? Everybody's sort of been through their, like I said, like everybody has their own evolution of waters. I know you went through a similar situation where you were like, in a situation where you were, you know, essentially down bad, and you were able to find your way back as well to a point of like swimming. What was it? What was the driving factor behind yours? You know what I mean? I know it was probably, I know you didn't necessarily deal with loss in that sense, but it was a loss of like mobility for you, which is the driving force in your happiness, you know? So
I think when you are hit with situations of, for lack of a better phrase, stagnation, and specifically in those situations, the number one thing that you should do is seek knowledge, and that is what I did. I spent time seeking knowledge and how I could be an asset in a non-physical factor, because I couldn't do anything really physically at that point in time. So you know, you go through a lot of mental trauma. Like, I even had thoughts like, man, I ain't never gonna be able to walk again. But even though the doctors is like telling you like, hey, here's the timeline for this, but it's just like, you don't see this don't work right now. So like, but the more that you seek knowledge, I feel like that is when you start to open up the realm of possibilities. And when you seek knowledge, and you learn different questions of what I should ask, and then you seek something else, and it runs you down almost like a cerebral rabbit hole to find answers. And I feel like a lot of times when it comes to situations of drowning, we don't use the water as a tool. Yeah, for sure. We look at the water as our enemy.
Exactly. Yeah. As an obstacle.
As an obstacle. And when you start to utilize the water as a tool, you start to understand that it can both help you and it can hurt you. You also need to understand that whatever situation you are in, you can't let the water consume you. You have to consume it. The funny thing about water is when you drink it, it replenishes you. When you drink it, it hydrates you. When you drink it, and it's almost like just how oil works in a car and it makes everything lubricate and work together. Water helps make everything work together in your body. But a lot of times when we feel like we've just been submerged and immersed in water and we don't have the necessary tools to use the water as a tool, we start to intake water and it fills our lungs. So now it's inside our body in the wrong way. No. And I'll get off this in a second.
He's going off.
it'll get in our body in the wrong area, and when and drowning is really when water is filling up your lungs and you're not able to breathe.
Right.
And so instead of intaking water and it's going through your digestive system, it's now filling up your lungs, and in place of air filling there, water is now filled there. And if you know anything about water, it fills every crack and crevice. If you spill water and there's a hole in your floor, it's gonna drip down to your basement. So one thing that we have to understand is when we have the water creep into places in our lives where it is not welcome, we have to learn how to plug that hole. And that goes for filling voids in the proper way. If you plug the hole with a rag, the water is going to eventually seep through the rag, and it's going to pass through, and the water is going to gush through again. So that goes for when we're experiencing any type of loss in life. Denzel just talked about the loss of loved ones. When we're talking about loss, and I was just talking about the loss of my mobility. When we talk about loss, and Stacey has on loss, and that's another thing for him to talk about. For sure. In my instance, I plugged that hole by seeking knowledge. In Denzel's fashion, he plugged that hole by utilizing those losses as a motivating force to do and accomplish more. So my biggest thing when it comes to coming from drowning to swimming is figure out how to plug the holes and seal the cracks.
Big facts.
Good stuff.
That was super dope.
Yeah. Didn't expect that. I didn't know I was opening. I didn't know I was opening the floodgates right there. No pun intended, but yeah.
Really be analogies, brothers.
Big facts.
Sisters, my people. That is our
discussion. TED Talks, dog. TED Talks. Y'all gonna catch them on TED Talks.
Sermon mode.
Portion of our show. Again, we're talking about the fact that you can move from drowning to swimming, and of course, recapping on the days. You got to always remember the days is different to each person, and some people could be their normal could be that they're drowning, or some people they're swimming all day. Yeah, like Michael
Phelps. They don't know about drowning.
They don't know about drowning. Or there's some people like you guys have touched on where they might have been drowning at one point and they rebounded and now they're swimming. They're doing it efficiently. And
or they walking on water.
Walking
on a whole shit.
That's the day's discussion. We will see you very shortly for the Spotlight and Freestyle with our brother Denzel, the artist.
Indeed.
Daze podcast back in full swing. Season 9 is just getting started. We ain't full swim yet, but we getting there. Just believe that. And our first guest swimming with us this season 9 is Denzel, the artist, family, friend of the show, our brother Denzel. How you feeling, my good brother?
I'm feeling awesome, man. How you feeling? How y'all feeling? All of y'all.
Hey, I'm good.
I'm all right, brother. I'm all right.
I'm all right.
I'm up.
That's good, bro.
Daze. Literally.
By the way,
hey, I like Will's shirt too, though. That shirt hard. I peeped that earlier.
God's plan.
God's plan.
It's God's plan that you're back on the show to start the season off. You just dropped an EP. You've been busy cooking documentaries, short films, all the things you need, all that.
Hey, he really trying to be like the male Beyonce. Like he trying to drop whole visual albums.
Hey, bro, it's time.
It is time, bro.
He about to have Denzel is King come out soon.
If y'all not hype, if y'all not ready yet, if y'all not hype for it, you're late. It's called The Night That Took His Life. It's on all DSPs. If you don't know what a DSP is, that's like iTunes, that's Spotify, that's anywhere you can find music and stream it. It's literally everywhere.
It's a digital streaming platform.
That's what it stands for. He also has visuals out.
OnlyFans is a DSP too,
by the way. But he also has videos out on YouTube. He has the video out for Ride. It's a hit. Check out the video. We got more on the way as well. We'll talk about this more. It actually just dropped 2 weeks ago, correct? On the 28th?
Yes, sir.
On the 28th of March, it dropped on everything. You had, what was it? 6 tracks?
6 tracks.
6-track EP.
6 tracks.
We all listened to it. I know personally, my favorites, you know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna be 100, it's gonna have to be the highs and lows, and then purple or pink. You know, the highs and lows is the intro. It's just a vibe.
It's just like
it's the vibe.
You know what I liked about highs and lows? It sounds like an intro track.
For
Like
sure,
that, like if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
It's just like, cause some people just be like, so we gonna make this first track. Like,
yo, I'm glad you say that, bro, because I had like a big decision making with that. Like I was calling Stacy, I'm talking to Electa.
Dude, like, mad cerebral about his music and about the way he goes about it. That's why I'm happy to be a part of it. You know what I mean? As much as I am, or as, you know, however I am. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun creating with you and seeing the things that you're able to create. But I agree. You know what I mean? It does. It fits, right? It definitely fits. What was your favorite track off of it? I know you listened to it. Overload.
Hey, overload.
Yeah.
Okay,
Overload is good.
But
maybe in church. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, y'all need to stop. All right, but my thing was like, cause I like the breakdown and then how he had all the vocals like in the middle. Then the beat came back. I'm like, oh,
thank you.
Yes,
oh
sir.
My God. See,
I like that there. Who produced that one?
Dom produced all the tracks.
Okie doke.
Yep. Yeah. We just
Dom.
produced them together. I mean,
Dom, shout out that boy.
Shout out Mr. Black Man, Dom. That's my boy. Day one, all day, working like 6-7 years in the trap. You know what I'm saying? And we proceeding. Yeah, in the basement for real.
For real though. AT, did you have any favorites?
Obviously, I like the single that came out early, Ride. Definitely
sure,
a standout. Made sure why you dropped it as a single. And then I'm with Willie, man. The Overload track is definitely hitting me the hardest.
The breakdown
and the project.
Yo, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Man.
Model X also a hit. That's like most of the
Model X. That's my favorite song. If y'all want to know,
he be in there jigging. He said that.
You know what I noticed? Artists' favorite songs don't never be the singles.
They don't.
Cause man,
why is that though?
I think it's just because we make those to like appeal to broader audiences. Like when I made those, I was like, I still had an insight to be like, all right, this is my type of music, but I was like, yeah.
In reference to the singles, right?
Okay, to the singles, like Riding and Purple or Pink, yeah.
He was like, this will go well with, I think most folks will like this.
For sure.
You like Model X, like that's my track, but it's like, that's gotta be on there.
I'm like, that's gotta be on there.
I remember like months ago, he was like, man, that's gonna make the cut. Like
that's
gonna
be the first song. I was like, nah.
Feel it, man.
I love Overload too.
Definitely,
that's up there.
That's like 4 out of 6 tracks we talked about right here. It's definitely a nice EP. Definitely a nice introduction to this new sound and
it's the perfect length too. Just wanted to
short and sweet.
Know.
Yeah,
it's that nice 20-minute mark. You know, don't be listening to these 90-minute albums, okay?
Well,
if it got 23 tracks, I'm not listening to it.
It's definitely nice. The one thing I like the most about it is just the overall quality of the mixes. You know what I mean? Definitely sounds great. It sounds consistent throughout. You know what I mean? Your vocals sound good from track to track.
You must have recorded on the same mic.
Bruh, I did, bruh.
Sounds good. You know what I mean?
You can't be hopping from SM7Bs to U87s and then hopping over to Manly Cardio
We did use 2 mics. We used the AKG mic and then we used the Shure SM.
The SM7B be blessed.
Well,
it do, bro.
To an untrained ear, I'm sure they can't tell. I'm happy that you were able to put it together and drop it at the quality that you wanted to. With that being said, did you have any goals or do you have any goals going forward for the project itself? I know you dropped the video. The video did really well.
Sure.
I know you're looking forward to drop more visual content going forward, but in particular for the actual project, for the EP itself, did you have any goals? Like, what were your expectations, or did you have any? Yeah,
I think the biggest goals for me, and I said this for a couple months now, with me and my team, is just to establish a fan base. You know, people that are willing to take that journey with you, and be strong within that journey. I think that's the biggest and most important thing for artists these days, is to not think about like how many likes or whatever you got, but to look at your fan base and see how many people are backing you strongly. And I feel like I'm not there yet as far as like establishing a great fan base, but I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? People are starting to know me for being a musician, which a lot of people didn't know a couple years ago. So that's my biggest goal for this project, is to establish a fan base.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I know you're not. I'm jumping the gun here.
No, do you think?
We didn't write this question.
No, we ain't got.
But when it comes to you know, seeing your progression, and you see that you have farther to go.
Yep.
Do you see yourself at one point, kind of making fans really put their money where their mouth is as far as support, and possibly releasing some type of NFT when it comes to your music or when it comes to your artistic journey.
And the NFT.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and when it comes to NFTs, is it NFT that functions more like a membership or something like that, or like how have you thought about integrating your fan base more into your artistry?
For sure, I think eventually that's definitely in the playing cards. Like I said, it all starts from just having that, establishing that fan base, but to making them more as you say, like more integrated within me personally. That's a big thing that me and my team talked about last year. It was like, how do we get these people to see me as a real person? Instead of just being like posting cool photos.
Here's the dude who dropped some music.
Yeah, here go the dude who dropped some music. Yeah. So basically what we've been doing is like break down things where like you can see my personality. You know what I'm saying? Me just breaking down the songs personally. And then we talked about doing just like live streams about like every week, which I haven't done yet. That's a commitment. It is. It's a big commitment, man.
Don't tell nobody every week, bro.
Do not do that because it's terrible.
Hey, we did it. By the way, no plug. Hey, slight plug. Every Sunday, 2:30. Daze Unscripted live stream on Twitch. Don't sleep. Anyway, back to Denzel.
You can take a nap, but don't sleep.
Don't sleep at 2:30 on Sundays. Be awake.
We taking no naps.
Sleep until 2:30. But you say you got live streams. You got a bunch of content,
breakdowns. Aside from that, doing just like DIY stuff and showing people like my DIY process. That's one of the biggest things that Stacey has taught me is just like showing people you are a DIY guy. Yeah. So show them your process, whether it be through film, whether it be through music, and what I do usually is after every drop or something like that, I'll literally go on Instagram and just talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, yo, these are my thoughts. How y'all feeling about it? Just engaging with people more, to make them feel like I actually know this person, to be more enveloped in who I am as an artist. Not just an artist, not just with the music, but as a person. Yeah. Because I feel like Stacey done said, I have a cool personality. We clown around all the time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like they would never know that through my music.
Yeah, they be tickling each other sometimes. So it just be just like a lot of fun.
I be what?
You don't be tickling.
I don't know about that. But yeah, man, I feel it. But 100% though, like on some real, man, like that's the thing. A lot of people forget. You know what I mean? Everything that goes into being everything that goes into that, people forget the hard work. People forget about all the nights of grinding and stuff like that, and why it takes time to actually drop stuff, and all the processes behind even dropping or making a song in general. And to be 100, I know a lot of DIY artists, and this man got a whole stew packed up, got a whole booth, you know what I mean? Got a homie in Dallas that he sends stuff to virtually. That's the homie Mr. Black Man Dom that we mentioned earlier as producer and engineer, and of course you be engineering your own stuff and mixing your own stuff as well. But you got this whole system, and it's pretty complex. But showing people what you do gives people a peek into the life of an artist. You know what I mean? I think it's just dope. I think people would appreciate it. But yeah, I think that's awesome, man. As you spoke about some of the stuff you got going on earlier, you said about the breakdowns. You breaking down some of the songs as a way to sort of get a peek behind the scenes, as well as breaking down, possibly breaking down videos, the making of some of those visuals you've done. Because a lot of people don't know this, but while you're not necessarily shooting all of it because you're on the screen, but you're doing all the post work, all the editing and stuff like that. This is mostly done like with your equipment and stuff like that, because you are a videographer and as a day job essentially.
Why'd you choose to do that to yourself, bro? Why?
Well, I like telling stories, bro.
Why'd you choose to put all of that?
But with that being said, though, you have a lot of visual content set to come out. You have, I believe we talked about the interview. You know, you have a short interview sort of describing some of the motivations behind the past couple of years and how you've gotten to this point with your music, as well as the breakdowns, and you have more videos dropping. Do you have ETA for people can expect that? I know probably within the next 3-4 months, it'll be a rollout, but
for sure. Even sooner than that, we're looking at the next 2 weeks for like the interview. After that, we're looking to release the short film within the next month and a half. Keep on the lookout for that, because I'm trying to plan like a movie night where people will come out and view all of the videos we've done plus the movie, which will be super cool, and just listening to the music. And then, you know, from there on out, you know, we release our breakdowns and release, we're looking to do more live performances, which we haven't released yet because we're still trying to make sure the logistics are perfect for that. We might actually need you for that, bro.
Will like wait my schedule.
Will is like, hold on.
My number ain't changed.
Hey,
but
man, but the schedule.
Because I was thinking, because we done it like twice, bro, and it's always the audio, man.
Yeah, it's always
like,
audio.
But
yeah. With that being said, all this stuff is gonna be coming out rather soon.
Big fact.
If y'all didn't get the hint,
super soon.
Where can they find all this stuff at?
Man, they can find all this stuff either on my Instagram at Denzel the Artist, or you can go to my website. It's all there in one place.
Come on.
www.denzeltheartist.com. Super convenient.
Dang.
Come on now.
And where can they find your OnlyFans?
Bro, they can I don't got one.
Good for
and
you.
We'll put all that in the bio, of course, down below. The video.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, T?
I said we'll put all that down below in the video bio. So look out for that.
Yeah, if you guys haven't peeped, we do have his Twitter down there, but that's everything. So if you just put that in on Facebook, you feel me? Put that in on Twitter, you feel
YouTube.
Me? Put that in on YouTube, you feel me? Put that in on IG, you feel me? Then you got to go ahead and put it in your URL bar, and you still going to find him. He everywhere. And all this content there, it's all quality.
It's all organized.
You feel me? This man's got it together.
I'm trying, man.
And also, let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
Though we have visual content dropping surrounding your past project you just dropped 2 weeks ago.
For sure.
I know you're trying to stay active.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you're still in the booth.
Yeah.
I know you just upgraded your booth a little bit too.
Yes.
I know it's a big upgrade.
Upgrade.
You feel me? What are you expecting? Can we expect new music? You know what I mean? And if so, what kind of, is it going to be original stuff? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be another project possibly by the end of the year?
I'm actually dumb excited because, we working on new music. Dom was cooking up the other day. We meeting this Sunday. We meeting tomorrow. I've been working on some covers. And more new music is dropping soon. If not in the beginning of May, it'll be like mid at the end of May because we got to get this film done. Yeah. But it's going to be soon. It's going to be hella soon.
Let's go, man.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
Big facts. We gotta stay consistent. You know,
feel me?
At the end of the day, all of us. We gotta stay consistent.
Don't be telling people every week.
Hey man,
I won't do that.
Look, the thing is, to your point, we're doing it. But to your point,
like, oh my God, my editing.
Denzel, we gotta stay consistent. Just like
Big
y'all
facts.
gotta stay consistent. Y'all can't try to find a way to be like, oh, I'm swimming today, I'm drowning the next.
Yep.
Y'all gotta find a way to adjust on the fly.
Sometimes you gotta learn how to float.
Hey man,
you ain't gotta swim.
Sometimes you can tread water.
That's another.
Tread water.
That's what we're floating on to right now, though.
To the favorite section of my show. Favorite section of our show. Favorite section. Let's get it.
Freestyle Fridays.
Are we hitting the beats now?
Remember, I'm a singer, y'all. I'm a singer, man.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Crazy.
Let's
here we go.
Freestyle Fridays, Daze in Effect, Season 9 in effect. Denzel the Artist with us.
Yeah.
You already know what's going on. The Daze crew back. Season 9 back. Denzel the Artist.
Yeah. I see the raindrops on my window pane. They driving me crazy. Everybody drowning, but they wanna be so lazy. I'm not the one that's gonna do it. I'm gonna go crazy. I be on that A-team. Call me Suicide Squad. And I'm bombing through every fucking thing. And you know I gotta play the game. Cause this industry is crazy. And these niggas be getting at me. And you know it's about to be, I don't know what say, but check this out. We going through the trials. We going tribulations. And then we about to diet. We about to kill it, then chill it, then bill it, then bill it. I grab that back and kill it. I be on the stage like Rambo in my face like I turn into Terminator. I kill him like bow bow blah. Yeah.
Turn up.
Next beat.
Turn up.
Will Matter.
We just having fun, y'all. We just having fun.
You said what?
Willie B, extra ass ad-libs. Freestyle Fridays.
I'm gonna need stage for this one.
Oh my God. Nah,
Denzel the Artist has joined us. This project is out now. The night that took his life. EP.
All DSPs.
Go get it.
Hey. Straight
Denzel
up.
the Artist.
Hey. Yeah. She called my name about 6 times on my grind, and she know she can't get enough of the shine. I've been going 60 days, just killing this time, and you know I've been the one since day one. Out the womb, I've been feeling like I gotta blow the gun, and then I gotta smoke it, and then I gotta choke it. You know I'm going crazy with these mics going brazy. I don't know, they call me Komodo, cause I'm killing with fire, and you know I'm so promo, and you know I be going out of days, I'm be rolling, and you know I'm just chilling, cause I don't know how I'm flowing right now. But you know the beat is crazy. And you know your girl be calling me. And you know she got me on the beat. And you know and I be beating cheeks. But 5 and 6, 7 days of the week.
Oh my God.
And you know I'm about to give it to her till her knees weak, till her legs drop, till she calling me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is she feeling good? Yeah.
Push it real good, push it real good, push it real good.
Yeah.
Give it real good, give it real good, give it real good. Like AA.
I ain't stopping.
AA.
I ain't stopping.
Like AA.
I keep on dropping.
AA.
Keep on topping it up. I ain't stopping.
I need all of them.
I ain't stopping.
I need all of that.
Keep on dropping.
I need all of
Just
that.
let me
Don't
top
call
it
me
up.
on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come snatch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Willie want to freestyle today.
Fact. Really wanna get him.
I'm just.
All right, I'm about to do something I wrote.
Willie said, Drizzy.
I'm gonna do something I wrote.
The artist. Project out now.
Speed up. Here we go. Speed up 330, down from the dirt shit. Pain in my verses, coming from my heart shit. Sacrifice, do or die, unforgiven with this art shit. Time is the main shift. Death inside me down some years ago and told me claim it. Niggas from my hood and show me everything to change it. Feel like Neo, only one, the chosen one to reign it. Prophecies God been watching, feeling nobody stopping me. Flashing lights, they say docking me, blinding me. Ooh, blinding me. Tunnel vision, ain't nobody funny signing me. If you know me zoned in like my prophecy. If you know me, the own world with a diamond scene. 16 CLE, all in any means. These niggas gon' grind till they get a diamond ring. Finer things. Oh yeah, finer things. And you know we gon' work it out. You know we gon' grind it out. Till we get the finer things. Till we get the finer things. Yeah, can I be braggadocious? Your girl, you know my motive, but I've been switching up the drive, the shit is thought-provoking. And now you feeling them feels, you wanna be with me, but I got no time to waste on surface level energy. Shallow ambitious that takes 30 minutes to figure out who you really be. If that's who you really be, I'd rather sing a melody. I'd rather sing a melody. Oh yeah, rather sing a melody in your bed. Rather take you to the top and make it drop and make it go up, and then we clap all night, all night. Get nasty,
You nasty. You nasty
for
little
the finer
boy.
things. Me and my niggas gon' grind till it's prime time. Me and my niggas gon' grind till the diamonds drop. Me and my niggas gon' grind, get the bag, then we gon' shoot shots. We gon' shoot shots like a track I made like 6 months ago in May. And you know I'm gon' be on the Grammy day. But for the Grammys, I ain't looking for that anyway.
Let's go.
But
Yeah,
but I want a Grammy.
I do too.
Will said,
I want one. I want
me.
yeah,
I
don't
want
drop
an
music.
Oscar, Emmy, Grammy, Tony.
yeah. I hope y'all like that right though.
Yeah, I hope I like that.
Denzel the artist. Freestyle
Denzel the-
Fridays.
Denzel the artist, first freestyle of the season,
Let's
came
go.
through, shut it down.
You know we trying to kill it, man. We just having fun out here, dog.
Hey man, that's what it's about, bro. That's all it's
go.
about. Turn that beat down for me, Willie. Man,
Let's go,
Man.
man.
appreciate you, my
You know I
G.
got you, dog.
Dude, snap, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Dang, man. I want to thank
gotta give him a
Denzel,
hug. This
the
guy.
artist, coming through, man. Letting your light shine. Let them know about the project.
You know what it is,
Again, the night that took his life, EP
Out.
out everywhere.
Facts.
Make sure you peep.
Let's
Willie,
go.
did you have any last words for him right now? Oh, matter of fact, Denzel, do you have any last words for him today? I'm sorry.
My last words, as always, man, just keep staying consistent. You know, keep honing your craft. If you are within that drowning stage of your life right now, just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that you can figure out a way to start swimming and treading or floating in your own water. at the end of the day, remember what you do for, and that'll bring you back to what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Stay positive, stay passionate, and let's get it.
Let's go.
Straight
Yes,
up.
sir. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Thank you for blessing us, Denzel. Stacy, last words.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Yes, man. I want to thank Denzel, the artist, coming through, bro.
Big
Dang,
facts.
man.
Sir.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Thank you for having me.
You all trying to dap you up. Yeah, man. You on the other
I ain't see his
side.
hand over there. I ain't see his
Hey,
hand.
you feel me? Hey, man. Thank you for coming through, bro. Again, album, EP, sorry, project out right now. Keep an eye out for more content from this man. Again, if y'all feel like you're drowning and you might see other people swimming, don't think about the fact they're swimming. Think about how they got there and what they had to learn in order to swim. Do your research. Do your part. This is your water you're swimming through. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Figure it out, man. You ain't got no other option. You feel me?
No other option.
Ain't no option to fail. Again, we back at it next week. Every Sunday, actually. Days Unscripted. Do not forget. 2:30 p.m. Make sure you tuning in. And we're going to be back at you again with the regular show. Yeah, we're going to be back at you with the regular show every week. If you own it, check the site.
Merch.
It's in
Y'all gotta plug that merch.
It's
Plug
down
that
there.
merch.
It's
Get
in
that
the
merch,
description
yo.
of the vid.
Get that
Make sure
merch.
you check. If you want a shirt, we got sizes for you. You can get one for yourself. They're not
black ones?
expensive.
They do not.
Yeah, we got black
all
ones.
the sizes.
Hey man, we do. If you paying for them, we gonna get them for you.
Alright.
We got black ones, we got white ones. We
Not all
going.
the sides.
But again, yes, thank you, Denzel, the artist. If you're
Big
drowning, keep learning how to swim. That's your water. You feel me?
Yes.
No, yeah, I feel that.
Willie B, last words, brother.
In the midst of adversity, sometimes it is best to stand still and seek knowledge.
Yes.
ATs. Hey, my man Willie said, let me Google something real quick.
Seek that knowledge. That boy got
Let's
the Google
go.
search in his head.
You got the
Seek
Google search in
knowledge.
your head, bro.
Great start to the season 9.
facts.
We've been doing this 9 seasons. You already know what's going on here. The days is in effect. We got to keep touching on the days, keep talking about the days. This season, we're our theme is that bridging the gaps. And today we've touched on drowning to swimming. Some of us have been drowning. Some of us have swam before. Some of us have done both. Find your medium, find your float, find your way to swim on. Keep going. And until next time, days in effect, y'all. What's
Days in
going on?
effect. Let's get it. Peace, y'all. Yeah.
My people, we have made it through another day's episode, another days of life. And if you're not hip to the days, you're a little late, but that's fine. We're rolling with a new look. We're adapting with the times. That's the days itself. But stay tuned. We got new content on the way, people.
If you happen to miss the past content we did for the past few years, know you late. Go ahead and check all that in the links in the description below. Make sure to check all the info and get up to date as soon as possible.
And make sure that you subscribe, hit that like button, comment down below, and hit that bell notification. And make sure that you follow us on all social media at the Q Brand and at _days_.
I'm Locke.
I'm Willie B.
And I'm AT.
Peace.
Cheer.
Days.